A true leader has the confidence to stand alone, the courage to make tough decisions, and the compassion to listen to the needs of others. She does not set out to be a leader, but becomes one by her actions. So this is the version quote from Douglas MacArthur. A very good evening to everyone and a very warm welcome to the Are You in the List Emerging HR Leader Awards 2021. My name is Esther Martinez and I'm the CEO and Editor-in-Chief at People Matters, and I'm going to be your host for the awards this evening. The list that we have all been waiting for is finally here. Are You in the List is a unique initiative by People Matters in partnership with DDI, now in its 10th year of bringing the HR community together to recognize the future generation of HR. Are You in the List is a very special initiative for all of us, and it's a way of repaying the community by establishing the future leaders of tomorrow for our function. This is the second year that we are doing this award ceremony virtually. And while it's virtual, but I think the excitement and the warmth is as much as it was when it was physical. So we have a very thrilling evening ahead of us. And all of us who are watching us live on our social media platforms, we invite you to join this evening and also share it with your community, so we can really make this a larger opportunity to recognize and bring energy to our community. And the hashtag is #AreYouInTheList, and make sure that everyone in your organization and in your network gets to know that this is happening. So while we are away from each other, as I was sharing with all of you, the warmth, the thrill, and the excitement stays year after year. So let me give you a little bit of an information and background about these awards. And we started in the year 2012, and until today, we have recognized as many as 147 HR leaders year on year. That becomes the Are You in the List Strong Alumni Network. And while the awards have gone virtual, as I said 2 years ago, the impact of the community continues to be increasing. We received this year 1,700 applications, and 21 leaders made it to the final round, which is stage 7 for the virtual face-off. And we have identified from that list the final winners, and many of you will be wondering how many, but we're going to find out only during this ceremony today. Are You in the List will not have been possible without the support of each one of you. So we want to thank everyone who's been part of the process and really joining us tonight to witness and celebrate the future of HR this evening. So I'd like to thank our presenting partner, DDI, our video interview partner, DevCurate, and our authentication partner, Authbridge, for their support in making this initiative possible. And special thank you, of course, to our jury, our leading lights, without whom this process would not have been possible. So in no particular order, thank you to Aruna Jayanti, Managing Director, LATAM and Canada for Capgemini, Kamal Bali, President and MD, Volvo Group India, Venkat Raman, SV, Managing Director, NZ, Shiv Shivakumar, Group Executive President, Corporate Strategy and Business Development at Aditya Birla Group, and Rohit Kapoor, CEO, India and South Asia for OYO. So let's start now by getting to know the award process a little bit more in detail and how we went through the process of shortlisting our winners. The Are You in the List journey, as you know, is an enriching process of 7 stages, and it's 7 months long. And to get us through the detailing of how we went about this year's selection, I will invite Dipali Naidu, Head of Consulting, DDI India, to take us through the process this year and some of the things that we added as well. So over to you, Dipali. A warm welcome.
Thank you, Esther. Thank you so much. And, like any other year, I think our process has always been rigorous. And the aim of the process is only to identify the best of the best in the HR talent space, right? To showcase to the industry and help the industry become better, right, in whatever it does. So obviously, like you said, there were about 1,000 plus applications, and there was an initial screening process where you had people from 26 to 35 years of age applying with at least about a 3 years experience in HR and working in HR roles, while they were also applying for these, right? And the next short list of these candidates really took them to an interesting testing assessment called adaptive reasoning test. This is a tool developed by GDI, and the idea of using this tool is really to assess the headroom of individuals and also understand what is their own capability in terms of cognitive disposition. So it essentially looks at ability to reason, draw accurate conclusions, and make effective decisions on a day-to-day basis, and when you're thinking about long-term issues, right? And then from there, because when you're talking about the new age HR, and you're talking about the changes in the industry, right? It becomes very, very important for us to identify if our leaders of the future really have the right kind of potential to be able to draw a vision for the human resources function, which feeds into what that environment in the future will be, right? And so we use the early identifier tool. Now, the early identifier is an interesting tool because it's a self-assessment which really helps to identify those who have the fundamental disposition, right, motivations and leadership judgment to grow quickly into successful leaders at higher levels within their organizations. And therefore, it also provides stakeholders with high value talent insights and provides participants with feedback and development insights. So that is what the early identifier tools do. And we'll talk about how we got the numbers down in a subsequent slide. But then moving on to manager ready, which is really talking about readiness of these leaders on various dimensions, on various competencies that become essential for success in the new age economy and the continuous change that's happening in the environment. We had a certain set of people who got shortlisted from the manager ready tool and then went on to the video recruit round. Where the focus was really on 4 competencies. Having said that, this year we did design a new case study for the participants. This is one of our efforts. Every year we make sure that the case study is different, it's more relevant to the context, and where participants can really showcase their business skills and business orientation over and above their own HR's expertise, right, which they bring to the table. And from there, they moved on to the jury interviews, which is a panel of jury members who kind of took interviews for each of these people. And they were the final people who called out the verdict on who would finally be selected, right? So that was just the overall process of how we approach the selection of our winners this year. And if you were to just look at the numbers, Akanksha, you can go to the next slide. But if you go to the numbers, vis-a-vis last year, which is AYL 2020 to 2021, we were pretty stringent this year, and there were lesser number of people who finally got shortlisted, but eventually the process was so rigorous that out of the total people who finally made it to the jury round, which is the jury interviews, a certain number finally qualified to become the winners. And I would just leave it for all of you to guess in terms of how many do you think would have made it to the winner list. This is why we're here today, right? And this is what is going to be exciting for all of us to really know who that talent is and what are those numbers that made it from initial application number of 1,000 plus. Yeah. So thanks, Esther. Thanks for bringing this in the forefront, and let's see what happens now. Take any guesses.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dipali, and thank you and your team for always supporting us. And I think the backbone of any award is always the process, and the outcome is not just the number of winners, but it's really the journey that all these 1,700 leaders have gone through. And whether you're in the list or you're not in the list, I think the journey is the reward and the learning is the reward. So thank you so much, Dipali, for sharing that with us, and thank you for being part of this process and this dream as well.
Yes, and I'm sure the team that's listening to this is so excited because they've really burned the midnight oil to get the numbers out to you, on the right deadline. So, I cannot but congratulate them and thank them for all the effort they've put in to get this whole project rolling. So thank you so much, Esther. Always a pleasure to partner with People Matters.
Thank you so much, Dipali. So without any further ado, let's start with the first set of awards. When the jury calls out each of the winners, please note that there is no particular order or ranking to this list. So I have the pleasure to invite on screen our first esteemed jury member, Kamal Wali, President and MD, Volvo Group India, to present the first set of awards. So over to you, Kamal.
Hi, pleasure to be here with the set of other jury members. Esther, I can tell you the kind of rigor and diligence these awards have gone through. People Matters, Are You in the List? I think it is really becoming the gold standard of emerging HR leaders awards. So thank you and very well done. Compliments to the entire team. So let's then move to the first set of awards. This HR leader believes that digital technology, artificial intelligence, and robotics has been impacting consumer behavior, business processes, and outcomes, and talent needs drastically. Constantly keeping up with the changing pace is a very critical and an immediate business priority for this leader. And the winner is Radhika Bhatnagar, Senior Manager, HR, Tata Communications Limited.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bali. It's a great opportunity to be part of this forum. And People Matter as a journey, Are You in the List, has been fabulous. It's been very, very exciting and lot of learning on the way. To know that you're competing with one of the most reputed talent, and all the stages have been very, very strenuous. So this journey has been more of a self discovery for me, honestly. And I would like to thank all of you to giving us this opportunity and a stage to present ourselves, to compete with an equal talent, and especially in the last round to allow us to interact with such veterans in the industry. It's been a wonderful experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much and wish you all the best. Let's then move to the next set of awards. This leader brings with her a unique blend of curiosity and actionable thoughts and beliefs that she can work towards creating radically inclusive workplaces that can unlock exponential value by enabling individuals to understand and articulate their purpose while playing a larger societal role in solving inequality and global humanitarian challenges. And the award goes to Jaya Jyoti, Manager HR, Flipkart Internet Private Limited. Congratulations, Jaya.
Thank you so much, Kamal. Thank you to the entire jury and People Matters for this opportunity. I'm esteemed to be a part of this list. I have personally really enjoyed going through this rigorous journey. It has actually created opportunities for introspection and reflection in a very, very challenging year for all of humanity. So I'm looking at this award not as a destination, but an opportunity to actually work with some of the brightest HR talent in the country to unlock great value and intentional impact. So thank you so much again, People Matters.
Thank you so much, Kamal, for the first set of awards. And please stay because I'm going to bring you back in a minute for a few more questions and conversations. We want your input. But thank you so much. And congratulations, Radhika and Jaya, for being selected. So before we go to the next set of awards, let's hear what our jury member Aruna Jayanti, Managing Director Latin America and Canada, Capgemini, has to say on this segment of the CEO's View. And my question to you, Aruna, good evening and thank you so much for joining, is in this new context of world of work, what does the business need from HR?
A lot of expectations from HR, Esther. So thank you very much for inviting me to the jury and to this awards function. So organizations today are changing so rapidly. It's we are operating nearly in a borderless hybrid world, and we expect that HR is working hand in hand, side by side, to really help the organizations transform. So there are many challenges. And I think the focus should be less and less on administrative HR and more being a strategic partner. So, for example, looking at how do you create the right culture in the organization, being the custodians of culture, helping the talent, the employees really feel part of the organization in this world. So being truly, truly agile in terms of the transformation that we are driving, adopting global sourcing models. So there's a lot to be done, but in short, I would just say that the expectation is to be agile, responsive, and a true partner to the business.
Thank you so much, Arun. And it's music to my ears. I think the time has come, and we've been talking about this for few years, and I know you've always been propaganda of HR and how HR really needs to work hand in hand with business. And I think the time has come for that change to happen. So thank you so much for joining us today. So let's get into the next set of awards. And I have the pleasure of inviting on screen one of our esteemed jury members as well, Venkat Raman, SV, Managing Director, NZ, to give away the next set of awards. So Venkat, very warm welcome and over to you.
Thank you very much, Esther. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. And, I enjoyed my second stint as a jury member here. And the quality just keeps going up and up and up. So it was a very hard choice, but the best part was we heard so much from the youngsters and we learned so much from them. I really enjoyed the process. It's an absolute ironclad process and I'm so glad to be part of that. And so let's move on to the next award winners. And our next winner believes that the biggest priority for the future will be to engage a multi-generational workforce operating in a mostly digital ecosystem and being able to retain the social fabric and cultural priorities of the organization. And the winner is Shuchi Arora, Vice President HSBC. Congratulations, Shuchi, on this brilliant win. What are you feeling now?
Thank you, Venki. I'm actually very honored, ecstatic to be part of this esteemed list. And I have to actually say kudos to People Matters to have put together such a robust and such a thorough process. It was a learning journey, a transformative journey in itself, being part of the process. And it's a privilege to be here speaking to you, industry leaders such as you, and learning from you directly. I just want to take a moment and thank all my seniors and peers throughout these years who have believed in me, be patient with me, and helped me grow not just as an HR professional, but also as a person. So thank you once again for this opportunity.
Congratulations and very well done, Shuchi.
Thank you, Venki.
And now let's see who's the next winner. The next award is going to an HR professional who believes that one needs a diversity of thoughts, knowledge, and experience to understand the perspective different from one's own. She sees HR moving away from the labeling / boxing in talent to being more open and creating an environment that is healthy for both mentally and physically and accepting of such diversity. The winner is Divyansha Singh Bains, Lead Talent Management, Edelweiss Tokyo Life Insurance. Congratulations and very well done, Divyansha.
Thank you so much. It's been a great journey so far. Thank you so much for this award. It really means a lot to be receiving this at the early start of my career. I really like to thank People Matters, the panel, the extreme leaders that I had the opportunity to meet during the process itself. It's truly a humbling experience. The journey itself was quite eye-opening to meet these people, to go through the different challenges and the stages that we had. It's been a really great journey. Thank you so much for this. I really appreciate it. I think more than anything else, I'm more than enough grateful for the support that I've received from the leadership at my organization, my manager, my CHRO, the entire team that works with us, the HR and the business team. But more than anything else, since a lot of it has happened while we were in lockdown, I'd like to extend my thanks to my family for always being there and supporting everything that I was doing throughout these last 2 years. Thank you so much for adding these wings to my journey.
I think you recognize your family. That's really important in this period and very, very well done. Well deserved, Divyansha. All the very best.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Venki, and congratulations, Divyansha and Shuchi. And please, Venki, stay because I'm going to be inviting you to come back on our screen to share your insights and reflections and message for the HR community. I'd like to invite one of our esteemed jury members on stage, Shiv Shivakumar, Group Executive President, Corporate Strategy and Business Development at Aditya Birla Group. Over to you, Shiv.
When I look at what HR leaders should start doing, I would say, I think now you'll be accountable for the health practices at the workplace. In the past, we gave people a cubicle or 100 square feet at work and said, please come to work and go back. Today, that's no longer true. When people come to work, they want to be absolutely sure that the workplace is sanitized and that you are accountable for it. Second, we have more collaboration tools at the table today than ever before. And I think the pandemic has taught us that collaboration is even more important. And people have adapted to what I call digital collaboration. I think you need to drive that even more. Third, I would say you need to rethink the policies, because I recently read that 60% of employees want to work at least 3 days from home compared to the 5 days they have at work. So what kind of new policies will you have in your organization and in your industry is something that you need to think about. So these three are what I would say you need to start. What do you need to stop? I think you need to stop thinking of inclusiveness as a unidimensional approach, which we had in the past. All our exercise at inclusiveness has been about events, has been about parties and things like that. I think they are just tokenisms, and I think you need to rethink the whole concept of inclusiveness and stop the old behavior of inclusiveness.
Thank you so much, Shiv, for sharing your reflections and insight, and I think deeply meaningful for all of us on this award ceremony. Thank you so much once again. So let's get into the next set of awards, and I have the privilege to welcome back once again on screen our esteemed jury member Aruna Jayanti, Managing Director, Latin America and Canada for Capgemini, to give away the next set of awards. So over to you, Aruna.
Thank you, Esther. So, if we can have the next award. So, an HR professional with expertise in talent transformation and workforce management, she believes that HR is not a shared service or a cost center anymore. It is a critical lever that drives one of the most influential assets of the organization. It's people. And the winner today is Shreya Chowdhury, Manager HR from Cognizant Technology Solutions. Congratulations, Shreya. Really
Thank
nice
you so
to have gone
much.
through the process with you, and a big win there.
Thank you so much, Aruna. Thanks a lot, other jury members and leads and organizers. It is indeed a very special feat to be recognized as one of the emerging HR leaders by People Matters, as it is one of the most prestigious platforms of its kind. And it's not just the awards, but the opportunity to meet industry stalwarts like you and other peers from different organizations, along with a highly interactive and gamified selection process. I think that is what creates a lot of value for the participants as well. I would like to take a moment and congratulate the other winners as well. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Best wishes, Shreya. And our next award, our next winner believes that it is an organization's culture which differentiates a great one from a good one. And people is one of the most important pillars that defines the culture. She believes that people's strategy of the future would need to be built on the pillars of change and innovation at its core. And today's winner is Ankita Bagchi, Talent Development, South Asia region, Nestle India. Congratulations, Ankita.
Thank you again, Aruna, and it's a privilege to receive this award from you. I was in the panel where we were having the last round. I would like to thank the entire team and People Matters who worked painstakingly through the journey that we've had as part of this competition, and it's really, really a privilege to be recognized at this level among so many people, equal and good, who are part of the competition. And I'm sure by meeting everybody, senior leaders like you and all the colleagues who are part of the event, it'll be great for it. It shows that the HR of the future is in the right hands. Thank you again, team, for this opportunity and this recognition.
Thank you, Ankita. Congratulations again and best wishes.
Great. Thank you so much, Aruna, for being here with us, and congratulations, Shreya and Ankita. And now let's move to the next section of awards. I would like to invite again Venkat back to share the CEO's view on, in this new context of the world of work, what is it that business needs from HR and from the HR community. So Venki, we'd love to hear from you. What do you think the focus area should be and what the business needs from us as a community?
Well, what a topical question, Esther. I think the timing is just perfect and the event is just perfect to answer something like this. If we look back in history, HR itself is probably only 2 or 3 decades old. And before that, we had personnel. So personnel became HR. And now what you need is, I think, what we could term as agile HR. If the business is going to turn agile, we need HR to be agile as well. And what does that mean? It means a complete shift in the way HR thinks about various aspects of their work. If you start from the basic, even hiring, the hiring method, hiring approach, hiring the right skills is going to make a big difference. And you need to look for resources who have got a growth mindset, who are willing to learn, who are willing to do things differently. So that's the first piece. Then on the running business of HR, you need to start moving from allocating people task based roles to more adaptable role definitions. I think that's the second piece, which is an agile organization's hallmark. The third piece, which HR will need to do and do it very fast, is to learn to manage non-hierarchical flat structures, because an agile organization actually loses a lot with hierarchy. And so the HR will need to create structures which are flat, structures which need not have reporting lines but a lot more influencing abilities, linking two roles. So a flat structure management is important. And from a learning and development point of view, you need an always learning culture in this agile world, which implies offer learning at a time that is suitable for the person in the right bite-sized components, so that people can learn and acquire new skills quickly. An adaptable workforce requires a very different approach to learning. So we are talking about entire value chain of HR actually undergoing a very, very big change. And that's what the business expects in this agile world.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Venki. So from rethinking how we hire those growth mindset leaders to really look at roles that are adaptable and then they're agile, to learn how to manage flat structures and the culture of always learning. I think easier said than done, and I'd love to probably invite you to share more in our next opportunity. But thank you so much for bringing those reflections to all of us to think how we may do that in our context. Very, very meaningful. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much, Esther.
So to present the next set of awards, I would now like to invite our esteemed jury, Rohit Kapoor, CEO India and Southeast Asia for OYO. Welcome, Rohit, and over to you.
Thank you, Esther. Thank you for having me here. This is my second time as jury member in People Matters Are You in the List award. And I think the few hours that I spent interacting with prospects and applicants for the award, doesn't matter who's won at the end. For me, the joy of interacting with so many people, getting to learn so much from them, and fascinating things are happening all across India, in the corporate world, in the startup world, in all kinds of industries. So absolute pleasure to be here and look forward to this ceremony. And our next winner envisions the future growth for HR as a time where the function itself is not required to separately exist for the purposes of employee engagement and advocacy. So very warm welcome and congratulations to Prerna Saha, who's a Workforce Transitions Manager, M&A with Wipro Limited.
Hi Rohit, thank you so much. And I really appreciate this opportunity from People Matters and this recognition. So really appreciate it, and thank you so much, all of you, and Rohit.
So congratulations, Prerna. So if I may ask you one quick question.
Sure.
Which part of the entire award process you found the most challenging?
I would say the panel interaction actually was where, it was a bit nerve-wracking to be talking to senior leaders, but I actually ended up having a very pleasant conversation, and, it was very interactive. I mean, even from their sides, I got a few insights in spite of it being an interview. So it was a great opportunity for me. I interacted with Siva, and that was really, nice.
Great. So, what will this award? What will it change for you?
Well, hopefully nothing. It's all been going well. I appreciate the recognition, and I hope I will continue to get to interact with the folks. the other winners, the panelists, and People Matters has been organizing a lot of great forums for us, and I will continue to participate in that. So hopefully, yeah, all good for the future.
Thank you, Prerna, and congratulations once again. Thank you. Our next winner believes people have very different needs and we should be offering them what adds value to their lives. While this customization might seem time consuming, it can be made efficient with technology and the impact it will have on the lives of people. That will be very well worth the investment. And the next winner is Shivani Nanda. Shivani Nanda is the Associate Director, People Operations at Tiger Analytics India LLP.
Hi Rohit, thank you so much.
So heartiest congratulations, Shivani.
Thank you, Rohit.
So is this the first time you applied to this award?
Yes.
And what was the most exciting part of the process for you? What did you enjoy the most?
I think the whole process, but particularly there was one segment that was a 7-hour thing. Now, while time is, one part of it, I'm a new mom to a 1-year-old. And, the planning of that whole thing, Rohit, was definitely challenging. And I'll remember that round. And the next one was, of course, the jury round, because, the industry stalwarts that we were interacting with, that was definitely, had me anxious and on my toes. So that is another thing that I remember from the process.
Great. And Shivani, if you were to sort of have one view to share on work from home versus from office, which is a hot topic in today's world, what will be your view be?
Both have their own pros and cons, but what it has definitely, brought to light is, Rohit, earlier when people were in office, we were able to provide them a standardized platform to perform at the same level. Now, with everybody dealing with their own work context, which involves your family, your children, your pets, parents, if you have support, even the size of the house that you stay in, right? If you have a workplace or not. So I think that brings in, for me, a new definition of diversity, which is now extended beyond physical capabilities of people.
That's a very sharp and astute observation, Shivani. Maybe that's in a way, it is not level playing for everyone.
Exactly.
So I guess the right option will be to give more choices to people.
Exactly.
Thank you, Shivani, and congratulations once again for going through this fairly rigorous process and coming out as a winner. Heartiest congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rohit. My pleasure to be part of this platform.
Thank you. So we met the two winners whom I had the privilege of awarding and congratulating, and over back to you, Esther.
Very congratulations to the last set of winners, and thank you so much, Rohit, for being with us. So I'm going to invite our jury member Kamal Bali once again to share the CEO's view, and I'm inviting him to think and reflect with all of us what is the one thing to start and stop for HR leaders to be more impactful to business. So over to you, Kamal.
Thank you, Esther. Esther, over the last 1.5 years or maybe 500 odd days, employee experience and employee connect have taken on a whole new meaning during the pandemic, and we are all witness to the corporate India's finest hour in managing radical shifts with regards to our workforce. So to my mind, organization culture can either be another source of anxiety or uncertainty, or a second home to employees where they can learn, unlearn, or lean on for support. So therefore, to my mind, HR will play a very crucial role in deciding where the employees will sway, this way or that way. So to answer very specifically your three questions on what the HR should start, a few things they should stop, and what they should continue. I think the one thing they should start is to start perceiving themselves as co-drivers of business and not in some support role or something like that. So that's the first thing. The second piece they should continue to, or maybe start, is a renewed focus on employee well-being. And this is very important because healthy, happy, and well engaged workforce is the key to organization success. And the third piece here is rejuvenation of organization culture, one that encourages collaboration, collective wisdom, and digital transformation. So I think those are the three pieces which are very crucial. And when it comes to stopping something, I think something they need to stop is being prisoners to the letter of policy or SOP, so to say. Instead, focus on principles and values. I think that will hold them in good stead. And finally, what they should continue, I think something they should continue is attracting, engaging, and upskilling talent. And that's the key thing. And this they can do through really defining a good employee value proposition that is built on purpose, innovation, culture, growth prospects, and recognition for the employees. And finally, striking the right balance between culture, structure, and strategy in the organization. I think there's a whole set of agenda for them, and I'm sure they will rise up. Seeing this young HR professionals who we have awarded today, I'm sure they will rise up to the challenge.
Thank you so much, Kamal. And my personal favorite is the stop being prisoners. And I stop being prisoners of the past, the past ways of working and being scared of really innovating and experimenting. So thank you so much, Kamal, for sharing that with us. And thank you so much for being with us this evening.
Thank you.
So to get into the next set of awards, I have the pleasure of inviting on screen one of our partners, Amok Deshmukh, Managing Director, DDI India, to give away the next award. So over to you, Amok.
Thank you so much, Esther. It was really fun partnering with you and People Matters as always. I think it's been a long journey with us. And I agree with Venki that year on year, the contestants have been raising the bar. And I think it's making our and jury's job only challenging. So it's really a great job done by all the winners. Many congratulations to everyone. And let's move to the next set of awards. Our next winner is a well-rounded HR professional who believes that with the pace of advancement in science and technology, in human behavior and various factors impacting the same, in future, HR would become equipped with tools to objectively identify the organization's challenges and their impact on the employee behavior. I really love that. And the winner is Sajal Mittal, Manager Employee Relations, Training and OD, Mahindra & Mahindra Limited. Congratulations, sir. Hi Sajal, congratulations to you.
Thanks Amok, thanks a lot.
How are you feeling?
I'm really glad to be here, and I would like to thank People Matters for giving me this opportunity to display my leadership skills and interacting with such an esteemed jury and learning from them. I would also like to thank my family, my parents, my Bhaiya Bhabhi and Ashwini, my partner who believed in me when I did not. And I would like to thank Mahindra who gave me incredibly rich experiences and helped me be the best version of myself. Thanks a lot.
Great, Sajal. Many congratulations. Over to Esther.
Thank you so much, Amok. Thank you so much and congratulations, Sajal. Now moving on to the next award, I have the privilege to invite on screen our partner Deepali Naidu, Head of Consulting, DDI India, to give the next award. So over to you, Deepali.
Hey, hi Esther, always great to meet you, and what a journey it's been, right, with DDI partnering with People Matters. It's always exciting, and what excites me most is being able to spot that young talent in such a large country, right, and bringing the best to our fraternity, right, and giving them opportunities to grow. So without wasting too much time, I think there's some great stuff that a lot of the leaders have said, but I'm just so keen to announce the next award. So our next winner firmly believes that learning is a way of life and that tomorrow's HR will need to be broader thinkers, tech savvy and nimble to deal with an agile and new age dynamic force. And that is exciting. And the next winner is Chinmay Jain. Chinmay, congratulations. Chinmay is Assistant General Manager. And Chinmay, so happy to have you being one of the winners in this esteemed list. And what do you have to say? How excited are you?
Thank you so much, Deepali. Thank you so much. I'm very ecstatic and thrilled to be part of the coveted list. I mean, People Matters Are You in the List Awards is one of the most prestigious and recognized platform for HR professionals. And winning and being part of the list will become a stepping stone in my professional journey.
Special thanks to the entire team of People Matters. The entire journey, I mean, 4 months and more than 8 rounds, gave me an opportunity to self reflect and push my limits. It also helped me to benchmark myself against exemplary HR peers from other organizations and meet industry stalwarts and learn directly from them. Lastly, I would like to thank my seniors and colleagues at the Aditya Birla Group for always bestowing confidence upon me and my family for always standing besides me.
How lovely. Thanks a lot, Chinmay. That's a
Thank
lovely way
you so
to,
much, Dipali.
show gratitude to all the people who made a difference to you, and many success and more success to you in the future.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dipali, for giving that next set of awards, and congratulations, Chinmay. And as we move to the next section of this award ceremony, I will now like to invite the CEO view from Rohit Kapoor and inviting him to reflect a little bit about, again, in the context of work, what does the business need from HR? Let's hear what Rohit has to say. So over to you, Rohit.
Thank you, Esther, for the question. What does the business need from HR? I think that the question implies that business and HR are separated at some point. And that's something I think I'd like to start first saying HR is very, very integrated with business today. There can't be any other way of operating. But if you ask me what will my expectations be from, let's say, senior leaders in HR in the company, or the young people who are sort of making their mark, is fundamentally 3 or 4 things. And let me go one by one. One is really pushing the entire company on new frontiers of talent discovery in the first place. What do I mean by talent discovery? Because we talk a lot of talent management, we talk about a lot of talent practices, but talent discovery is, I truly believe that the kind of people who are out there and the way people are today equipping themselves to be ready for their professional lives, and I don't mean a job, is so different, right? A lot of people are choosing to go into super specialization very early. Some are choosing to just learn on their own, and I think if we stick to traditional ways of talent discovery, we will, or organizations will find it quite challenging to even know who's the best out there and how to bring them into the fold. I think that that constant push for talent discovery from new sources and new ways of assessing skills and talent is number one. Number two, I'll say, is really thinking about, and one thing is to run processes well, which is a prerequisite. Of course, I think that's a base expectation. But beyond that, I think organizations are becoming a very, very interesting mix of people who were pre-millennial generation, millennials and Gen Z, as they call it, all coming together in the same workforce. Now, I have a 17-year-old son, and frankly, when I talk to him, I cannot imagine him to be the same person at the age of 20, 21 when I was 21. And it is not good or bad, it's just different. So making organizations more wider in terms of their acceptance and beliefs about what people like, what people want from an organization, and the kind of behavior which is sort of a full range, which is neither bad nor good, it's just different. And that needs to be integrated into any organization. And I don't mean it only from a startup standpoint or mature organizations, it could be any organization. Third is, I always see HR leaders as holding a very important responsibility for ensuring fairness, meritocracy, and transparency in the organization. And that is not just achieved by having rules and policies. I think there is a very, very strong role they have to play in terms of bringing data and making it very data backed, right? So just to give a simple example, I think at the end of any appraisal cycle, I will always ask my HR head to show me multiple cuts of data, gender, years in the organization, kinds of background, and see whether data banked, are there any unconscious biases which creep into a process like the appraisal process or increment process. And that does happen. We are all probably, we all have more unconscious biases than we probably acknowledge, or we even know about it ourselves. So ensuring that fairness and transparency, and last but not least, I think standing up and having demanding and using the seat on the table very aggressively in terms of representing the right people values in the organization. I do feel sometimes maybe some HR heads take a backseat saying business has to drive everything. I do believe that today the CHRO or the senior leaders in HR are absolutely more relevant to any important discussion than ever before. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rohit, for this reflection. And indeed, as you can see, it all starts building into our CEO's reflections. And I think when you put it all together, it's really a great opportunity for us to reflect on how can we be more impactful to business. So thank you so much for sharing that, Rohit. So to present the last set of awards, I'd like to invite one of our esteemed jury members once again on stage, Shiv Shivakumar, Group Executive President, Corporate Strategy and Business Development at Aditya Birla Group. Over to you, Shiv.
Thank you, Esther. It's a pleasure to do this for you and People Matters. I'm really delighted that this jury is picking what I see future CHROs. All the people we've picked are in the 26 to 35 age bracket, and I personally believe that each and every one of them will have very significant impact on the way the whole people area is managed in the coming years. I wish them the very, very best to be top-notch leaders. Driven by a strong appetite to constantly experiment, learn and adapt, our next winner believes that with the shift towards virtual or hybrid workplaces, a critical challenge will be to shape and drive an unanimous culture and high ownership across the organization. And our winner is Siraj. Siraj is currently the Associate Manager, People Strategy and Development with the Mobile Premier League. Congratulations, Siraj.
Thanks, Shiv, and thank you to the entire People Matters team for running this process so well. I'm very excited to be a part of the list, and I look forward to a lot of learning, a lot of interaction with this cohort and everybody else who's been a part of this list in the earlier years. So thank you so much.
Awesome. All the best. Our next winner believes human resources can't just be workplace advisory and must know and contribute to the vision, mission, and financial success of the business, from understanding the profit and loss statements to mergers and acquisitions proposals to investors' expectations. An HR manager must understand the what and how behind these. Congratulations to our winner, Arunima Krishnan. Arunima is Assistant Manager, Prodap Solutions Private Limited. Congratulations, Arunima.
Thank you so much, Shiv. It feels exhilarating to having reached this far after so many months of working my way up, and it was a very enriching experience having come this far, bringing out the best in us, and I'm looking forward to meeting many such leaders in my time now. Thank you so much to you and People Matters team.
Absolutely. You are the very best, and we wish you all success in the future world.
Thank you so much, Shiv, and congratulations to our last set of winners for this evening. And thank you once again, Shiv, for being with us as well today. And a very important part of this evening is, of course, a message of gratitude, and you had the opportunity to hear the message of gratitude to all our winners this evening. And we want to thank each one of you who've been part of this jury evening, and most especially we want to thank our jury members who have been there at every point to support us and to really guide us and make this process a lot more strong, and as everyone was saying, a lot more rigorous as well. And I want to thank, of course, our partners in crime, DDI, who's been our partner from the very beginning of this award ceremony and this process, and really being a partner truly to look at year on year how we make the process stronger and how do we keep raising the bar. So thank you very much, our presenting partner DDI, for always being a tremendous inspiration of ideas and the backbone of the process. Our video interview partner, DevCurate, and our authentication partner, Authbridge, very important part of their process as well. Their support in the award process has been very, very critical as well to scale and make the process more rigorous once again. So thank you once again to all of you, and special thank you of course to our People Matters team. I think a lot of work goes in the back and you really can't even see how much effort that goes, but I really want to thank everyone in the People Matters team who've been supporting and encouraging in making this happen. So many congratulations once again to all the winners for making it to the list. People Matters Are You in the List Awards 2021 in partnership with DDI. A big round of applause for each one of you who've made it to the list this evening, and thank you very much all of you who have joined us for this award ceremony, and have a fantastic evening ahead.
We endeavor to emerge victorious as a community
through this journey of discovery and self-development.
A journey to raise the bar for our community, company, and our society.
A journey to build a more resilient future
in the face of all uncertainties that may come our way.
As we continue to strive to become the answer,
this is just a beginning
for building a more inclusive,
abundant, resilient,
and a sustainable future.